Hey, I'm Jamaal Bernard, and this is another episode of Off Script with my man Kev on stage.
Praise the
Kev
Lord.
on stage. I'm excited. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Sorry, my hands are a little sweaty.
That's a strong man. Smack a bare hands.
The funny thing is, I thought my hands were big until I shook George Foreman's hands.
Oh man.
Yeah, those hands were
The biggest form in the grill.
Yeah, serious. Like, nah, he didn't need any mitts. He just go and grab, the chicken off the grill. I'm like, go ahead, George. But I'm so excited for a couple of reasons. One, there was not too many individuals that I can show to my nieces and nephews that was considered a cool Christian, right?
You think I'm cool?
Yeah, they think you're cool. They actually think you're cool. And so one day they were sitting there watching Roast Me.
Oh, snap.
Yes, and
you let them watch
I said,
that?
there he goes. I said, that's the guy right there. I said, he's a Christian. They're like, no, he's not a Christian. I said, yes, he is. I said, watch, he's gonna maintain his composure, get on some guys, but listen to how he does it. And so
Yeah.
it helped a lot. So thank you so much for all that you're doing. I'm excited about this.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and so you've got a lot of stuff that you've done, but let's start at the beginning. How did you get started into comedy, of all things?
Stand-up comedy, I guess, I don't know. I was always kind of funny, and I think as a kid I realized, if I make my grandma and my mom laugh, they'll let me stay up later. So I think that was my first understanding that there's some benefits to this.
So that means you were funny.
I was funny.
You were
as
able
a
to stay up
kid.
later?
Yeah, but my whole family was funny, so I
Okay.
didn't feel like I stood out, But they would be like, do Sister Daniel shout, or what did he do? How did he preach today, or how that happened? And then I would like recreate what happened in church. So, and then they'd laugh and be like, you don't have to go to bed right now. And I think stand-up wise, there was a talent show at my church. And my brother, I'm telling my brother I was thinking about doing stand-up. And he was like, this girl thinks, this girl that we knew. He was like, she said you ain't funny. And I was like, what? And like, that put a huge battery in my back to be like, I'm funny, I'm gonna show her. I found out like 20 years later, she never said anything about that. He just did that because he knew it would like activate me.
See?
So yeah, that was, the first time I did it, it was like all church jokes and all like, it was actually all church jokes and all like growing up black. It was basically all the references that I could pull from. And then I think career-wise, I remember watching Real Kings of Comedy.
Okay.
And that movie,
Wait, so you watched that, but you getting me watch my nephews
No,
watch?
well, I wasn't saved.
Most of me?
I wouldn't say no. I just pastors
weren't
don't
saved?
I mean, I was saved, but
But you
like,
weren't.
but I just watched that cussing.
Okay.
I just watched that cussing. But pastors don't usually admit this stuff, so we're already off to a good start. So when I saw that, I was just like, man, I was laughing so hard, and I was just like, oh man, I want to be able to do that.
Yeah.
One day, I want to reach those heights. So I think it was like a combination of all those things that made me want to do stand up.
And so how long you been doing this?
If you count from the first time I did it at 16, 24 years, but I don't really count that because I was just like, messing around. I'd say I started for real maybe 2009 or 10. So probably a strong, 15 years? Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say that's probably closer to real. 2008, 2009, I was doing it more regularly.
Yeah, because they started trying to get me to beat math, and my math at first wasn't working, so I was trying
Yeah.
to borrow from that tens column. But
Yeah, that's why I tried to get 2010.
whatever number he said.
So I could make sure that was right.
Yeah. No, but so getting started, you're pushing towards this, right? How did you? Because one of the biggest things I really appreciate about you, even with the funny moments about Black church, it was never one that you would tear down Black church. You're really, but you were just making fun of it. And,
Yeah.
And whatnot. So how did you were able to balance the comedy and not of course quote unquote sin in the whole comedy career?
Well, I think mainly because I'm coming from a place of love about something that I love.
Okay.
So I think a lot of times when the humor becomes like off-putting or crass, you can almost immediately tell if a person really grew up in the church when how they make fun of them.
Yeah.
Like for example, they're like, the pastor's stealing. You don't know, because the majority of pastors, not only are they not stealing, they're using their own money to fund the church.
Yes.
There's maybe most people only know maybe 1% of the biggest, most famous pastors. T.D. Jakes, Joel Osteen, Furtick, those type of pastors. A.R. Bernard.
Yes, my dad.
But most people don't know Pastor Jones, who got a membership of 14 people, and he's living off his military money, or he's working at the post office.
Yep.
Like, that's the majority of churches. You know what I'm saying? So people go after the huge names, but 90% of churches, I mean, some stat is like 90% of churches have less than 100 members. So when you grew up in a church like I grew up, it's from a place of love. I can make fun of something I love and not be like punching down.
Yeah, and that's how I think I'd say that's how you can maintain being authentic. With
absolutely. And I think people within the church can tell that you are part of us, and they've noticed that too, versus somebody who's not a part, who's making fun of something that they don't understand.
Yeah, no, that's good, because we all deal with church hurt, right?
Yeah,
me
for sure.
as a PK, especially as PKs, we deal with church
absolutely,
hurt.
absolutely.
And so that's one thing that I really appreciate it. Now, so reading some of the stuff that they talk about with you, we're gonna get to some other areas, but you used the bathroom on yourself next to your girl? Yeah, let's talk about that.
I did.
So what happened? So y'all on the bus chilling.
We're on the bus. It was really before the bus. So
you sat in it on the bus?
No, I mean, it started before the bus.
Okay.
I did have to sit into it for a little bit. But what happened was we used to ride the bus home. We went to college in Seattle and lived in Tacoma.
Oh, you were in college at this time?
Yeah, we're in college at this time.
What did you eat?
I'm finna tell
Okay,
you.
go ahead.
She had a pint of Rocky Road ice cream, right? And she didn't really have a full refrigerator in her dorm room. So she bought it, ate a little bit. She was like, I didn't finish it. She just set it out on the counter all night. So by the time I come to pick her up to ride the bus, not pick her up, I guess just walk with her because it ain't my bus. It's like 2:00.
So you thought that college stomach was built right.
And so I go to eat some, and this is where I messed up. But it's really her fault if I could blame her. She's like, don't eat that, man. It's gonna mess your stomach up. So she challenged me. And I'm like, oh, first of all, you don't know my stomach.
Right.
I can eat soft ice cream.
Eating a piece of cold.
You know what I'm saying? Cold chicken. Like
raviolis out the can.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I start eating, and immediately I know that, okay, this is actually a bad mistake, but I'm in too deep. I'm 10 toes in already. So I eat, and I didn't even eat much. I just wanted to prove to her that I know my stomach. We immediately, she's like, okay, and that's where I messed up too. That's my second mistake. She was like, okay.
So
and
she gave you the warning.
She gave me the warning.
And then she said, okay.
And the way she said, okay, it wasn't like, okay, do what you want. It was like, okay, now when you mess up, don't say I didn't tell you. So we walk to the bus stop, and my stomach's already going crazy. Start sweating, start walking backwards, start farting. It's hot.
You're trying to squeeze it out, but not let it go.
Right.
Really?
So then we get to the bus stop, and the bus stop was next to a Subway.
Okay.
And she's like, look, I know your stomach's hurting.
She knew.
She knew. She was like, I know your stomach's
saying
hurting. Just go to the bathroom in the Subway. It's finna be a long ride. It's finna be traffic. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. I can hold it. She's like, okay. Because the Subway.
So the levels of pride.
Time.
Man.
Pride coming before.
So she warned you.
She warned me.
She said, okay, but then she tried to give you an out.
And all I had to do was let her be right, but I couldn't. Because the Subway bathroom was attached to a long spoon. And that means the bathroom's nasty. They never lock it up to something that's a nice bathroom.
Yep.
But I should have went. So then I tried to hold it, and we were stuck in traffic. Long story short, it was an hour ride, and I lasted 52 minutes.
No.
Yes. And I thought about
it's like your body knew you getting closer.
I mean, I tried so hard, and I literally felt like my muscles being like, I'm off work. I'm sorry. I can't. And I was just like, dang, this is really happening.
Now, did it like rush out or like slow?
No, slowly. It was like I couldn't hold the farts, and then I couldn't hold nothing, and I was just like, I don't have control anymore. And then it collected, and I had windbreaker sweats on, and it collected. They were like tapered. It kind of collected at the bottom of that, and then she woke up and she was like,
so the smell, like, did it smell?
She kind of just knew. I don't think she could even smell it. So I had to go to the bathroom, threw them drawers away.
Just the drawers, you threw the whole.
Well, I had to drive home still. The bus stop was just to like the bus station. And then I had to drive 15 more minutes to my house with wet butt. So yeah, not my proudest moment.
Man,
but you
spoke about it, and
yeah.
So you're very transparent, and you throw your kids in the whole mix, right?
Yeah,
the family is nobody's off limit.
No,
that's why I'm like, oh, man, do I want to have this conversation? Because I know he's gonna have jokes. Like when I sit down, I had to look at my outfit extra. I'm like, because I don't want to be a part of any show of his.
No, you're too strong to make fun of.
See,
I assess my victims, and if I feel like I can't square up evenly, I'll be like, nah, bro, you cool. Everything's cool, bro. God got you.
So you throw your kids in there. How do they feel about it? How do the family feel?
Who cares how they feel?
I like that.
You want Capri Suns in the cabinet?
Yep.
No. They kind of have grown up with this lifestyle.
Okay.
And now I'm at the age where I'd be like, are you cool with me making a video about this? Because I don't want to put them in a situation where they're uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I asked them if they want to be on camera. Just last week, my son was telling us about a Vector. He got tricked into a Vector marketing interview. I don't know if you know about the Cutco knives.
Yeah.
So he got tricked into that. And I was like, oh, we need to make this a video. He was like, no, my hair ain't done, because he needed to get his hair rebraided. And I was like, you're right. So I just told this. I was like, you don't mind if I tell the story? He's like, nah. So that's usually how I do it. And they've kind of grown up in this, you know what I'm saying? They understand what I do. They understand that I will make fun of mostly everything, but not everything, right? I don't ever want to do something for a joke that actually compromises our actual relationship. So I kind of toe the line, because at the end of the day, my goal is 20 years from now, when it's Thanksgiving, whoever they are with, you know, they want to still come home to me and my wife's house, and we're still together. So I don't want to jeopardize any of that for a joke or for a video.
No, that's good. That's good. So, like, I watched, one of my favorite comedians is Dave Chappelle.
Okay.
And the reason why is because the way he tells the story.
Yeah.
Right? And hearing some of the stuff he does. Who do you use to help you get prepared, or who have you used as a model of setting up your show?
Yeah, I think probably the two examples I would point to are like Sinbad.
Okay.
Sinbad, because he doesn't cuss either, but most people, that's not the first thing you notice.
Yeah.
You just have a good time, and then you might leave and be like, did he cuss? I don't know. And that's how funny I wanted to be. I didn't want to be like just funny to church people, and I didn't want to be like corporate funny. I wanted to be like, that dude's funny, but he doesn't cuss, but it's not the main thing. Like I tell people, I don't cuss, but that don't mean I don't talk about crazy stuff. Now, I'm in a church this tour, so it's toned down, but if you catch me in the club, or in the theater, or like a comedy club.
I watch you on some other stuff.
Yeah. I talk about whatever.
Yes.
I just don't cuss.
Yeah.
And the other one is probably Arnez J, because he's just super physical. And he just was like so entertaining. I would be like bent over laughing. And then probably Jonathan Slocum. He was the first person I remember was doing stand-up about church.
Yeah.
That was funny. He talked about other stuff too, so I think he probably showed me that you could even do it. And then the other two kind of like shaped. So those three people I probably shaped more of my path than anybody else.
How about Michael Jr.? How do you feel about him?
Love Michael Jr.
Yeah.
I think he's
another one that does like this punchlines, like, oh,
yeah,
and you're laughing.
Yeah, and he's gotten to movies as well. Like I imagine if it's either him or Tim Hawkins, probably the most successful clean church comedian. Probably Tim Hawkins, because he's a white man. Sorry, Tim.
No,
but Michael Jr. is probably the biggest, most successful black church comedian that I can think of.
So like for tonight's show, you got your whole set prepared and whatnot. Do you have like an end goal for when you start preparing your sets?
I mean, I think my end goal is just for it to be as funny as humanly possible. I usually, if I get to a point where there's nothing else to change, tweak, or make better, shorter, tighter, funnier, then I'm bored with it. And that usually, luckily for me, hasn't happened until the tour is almost over anyway. So I think I'm always kind of trying to make the jokes better, hit harder. But I think that's just the goal, like to make people have the best time possible and be as funny as I possibly can. And if you would have saw the first show, I think we were in Oklahoma, this is the second to last show. I don't think either people would say they had a bad time, but the people who've seen this version, they probably see the tightest it could be. You know what I mean? And sometimes it's just timing-wise. Like sometimes there's something in the news that's really funny in March, but as time goes on, it's not as close. So that same joke just doesn't hit as hard as it did when that news first happened. But I think I do a good job of being as funny as possible. That's why most good comedians, they don't shoot their special until the end of the tour because they've like worked it out. Comedy is one of those careers where you can't pre-do it. Like you have to test it out on people, and everything that's funny in your head doesn't necessarily translate to the audience. So, you know, and the other thing is you can perform the exact same way, audience to audience, and depending on how they feel that night, it might not go over. Like we were talking yesterday, a Thursday night crowd is not as exciting as a Friday night crowd. Friday night crowd is not as excited as a Saturday night crowd. And that could be as simple as I didn't have to go to work on Saturday.
Yeah.
So people have more energy. So we used to do comedy clubs. We used to do 5 shows, usually Friday at 7, Friday at 10, Saturday at 7, Saturday at 10, then Sunday at 7 or Thursday at 7. That Friday late show, always the worst show. And it has nothing to do with you. It's just, it's 10 o'clock on a Friday. I worked all week. I didn't get the tickets to the show I wanted. Now I got to come at 10 o'clock. You're not up to 11 o'clock. I'm not tired. I'm tired. It's not as funny. Hurry up. You know what I'm saying? So, but that even trains you, because if they're tired, you got to go a little harder, and that makes the jokes funnier. So it's a little bit of mental gymnastics to know that sometimes it isn't you. Sometimes the audience is just the audience. But the other good part about that, and we went to Tony's show, the audience has no idea how your other shows went.
Yeah.
So you might not think, oh, this audience ain't really feeling it, but they're having a great time because they don't know how it went the next night. Saturday, they only have reference for what they're experiencing right now, and they can be having a great time, and you think, oh, but last night show was even better. But it doesn't really matter as long as people have a good time.
Because the people there might say this is the best show.
Exactly.
Right?
Everybody might be saying that. They can't compare the other ones.
Yep. All right. So three more questions I have.
Yeah.
So one of the things that a lot of young individuals do, they see what's going on social media. They see, you know, how much work does it take to even do a 30-second reel, a clip on social media? Because and then to be consistent, that's a lot of work.
Yeah, I mean, so for me, actual time doesn't take a lot of time anymore.
Okay,
but that's because
you like that now.
Yeah, I mean, it's 2025. I've been making a video every single day for like 12 years.
Wait, every day you make a video?
Every day, it's rare, I mean, super rare that I don't post anything. And it's even rare that I don't post something that I made within the last 48 hours. More than likely, I'm posting 2 or 3 videos a day.
See, I think that's a lot of work. Like, I be trying to do some videos, and it's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work.
Yeah, I can't do that. I'm not built like that.
Hardly anybody is. And this isn't like a bragging thing. This is like maybe poverty mindset, you know, sickness, fear. But the good part about the content I make, I've created in a way that I can make a video from like thought to post within 5 minutes a lot of times. I design my videos not to be a lot of work because I just want to throw them up. You know, that's not everybody's path, nor should it be. But it's a lot of years. Like I remember back in the day, we used to have to use cameras like this, and we have to take the memory card out, upload it to your thing, then edit it, then export it. Like that would take a long time. And I remember when iPhone got a little bit better, I would start to just put my phone on top of my camera, just as using my camera as like a tripod, because it was more efficient to just edit in my phone and then post from my phone. But back in the day, you couldn't upload on your phone. You couldn't do any of that stuff. So you kind of, it took time.
Vine. Remember
Vine? Yeah.
Yes.
Boy, you talk about the worst thing ever. My Vine.
Horrible.
Boy.
That's what made me quit.
I could not. I remember I had a Vine, and it was like, I'm finna make this toast. Then I put the toast in, let some time pass, burnt the toast, and I was like, I burnt the toast. And then I was just like, this is the worst video I've ever seen. I just couldn't do it in 6 seconds.
Yeah, I don't know how those guys did it. You know?
Man, it's a certain skill, but I think as time gone on, I've gotten really efficient at doing this. And I've even still updated, like, you know, over the last 5 years, content has went from, this is horizontal. As TikTok became more dominant,
vertical.
Everything went vertical. Like TikTok forced, and then Instagram, Twitter. So I've always tried to be as fresh and relevant to what's going on, how styles are making. Back in the day, YouTube sketches, 10 things, this happened, 10 things, and videos were 7 minutes long. Now I can make a video like, man, that burnt toast video might do well.
Yeah,
now.
serious.
So, but yeah, it does take a lot of work and a lot of consistency, but to me, it's like coal in the engine.
Okay.
I want to keep people laughing, keep them like, Kev, that Kev video is funny, or you know what I'm saying? And then I can hopefully keep you interested to come to a show, come watch my TV show or movie or whatever I'm working on.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So you got a book out.
Yeah. Not yet.
Not yet? It's coming out when?
Successful Failure drops September 23rd, new album. September 23rd, it'll be out wherever books are sold.
First of all, I love the title, Successful Failure.
Thank you.
And just the stories that are being spoken about in it.
Yeah, because I think, a lot of time, social media is like a highlight reel.
Yeah.
And really, it's your failure stacked up that make you a winner, right? I use the example of like, even if you miss a basketball shot, you get better.
Yeah.
You don't have to make it to get better. Okay, if it hits the back of the rim, I shot it too hard. Front of the rim, too soft. So, but people only want to show the wins, but really I have a story in there. I've got a lot of good stories in there, but I got a story in there where I wanted to move to LA so bad. We got offered a contract for $50,000 to split amongst 3 of us. And I didn't send back any notes to the contract. They sent it, we read it, 50,000 for sure, sign. Didn't negotiate once. Because I thought if I negotiate, they're gonna be like, never mind. And I wanted to quit my job so bad, like you could have said 40,000. I'd be like, okay. But that's how I learned you actually can say no. And not only can you say no, no one expects you to sign the first deal.
Nope, not at all.
They have all written it in a way that they never expect to get everything, right? But I'm not even saying you should go through that. I'm just saying I went through that.
Yeah.
So now somebody's reading it, they should be able to learn from my mistake and not have to make that mistake. So a lot of my success in life has been learning from my mistake, but even more has been learning from others' mistakes. So I just want to put them all out there. And also just to humanize the process. I think people only share their successes because it makes you feel good, which I understand, but I want to share my failures and see how that leads to successes so people will be more willing to risk and try versus kind of being, risk averse and then not really achieving anything.
Nice. So when does it come out again?
September 23rd, I believe, or 25th.
Are you gonna do a book tour?
I'm gonna do a book tour.
Nice.
I might come back to Brooklyn.
No, you're not might. You should come.
I should come back to Brooklyn. And actually,
People
I should preach.
really enjoyed.
Yeah.
You should preach?
I should preach.
You preach
Sunday morning.
How's your altar calls? I got to see your altar
bro,
calls.
I mean, they're world renowned. They talk about them in Zimbabwe. They be like, when Kev was here, 7,000 people got saved.
Yeah, right. So what does KevOnStage eat for breakfast?
Okay, so see, this is the thing. I want to look like you.
Okay.
But I don't. Like I don't look like you. So right now, with sadness in my heart and tears in my eyes, I have a 180 calorie cacao bean protein shake. You see what's happened to me?
Okay. You didn't learn from that rocky road?
No, this has got almond milk. This is almond milk, and it's in the refrigerator where it belongs.
Oh, okay, all right.
So and then at 11, I have protein yogurt.
Protein.
And have you opened protein yogurt?
Yes.
It's got the water.
Yeah, it's not supposed. It doesn't look like you got to mix it up.
It's disgusting.
It does. It looks like when you left the baby's bottle on the night table.
That's exactly what it looks like. So that's the sadness in my life because I'm 270 and I'm trying not to be. So now yesterday I ain't gonna hold you.
Okay.
I had some cheddar grits.
See, that's
bacon and eggs in the grits. I said, this is crazy, man.
With some butter?
With some butter,
yes.
Cinnamon roll. I had a pig in a blanket. I went in. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So then this morning I just had like a Cliff Bar.
Sorry.
And I just cried into the packaging. But I just want to be strong and fit, and I just feel like I probably won't be though. I probably won't. I just feel like God could have made me that.
That's hilarious.
So why would I mess up his plans?
I don't even know what to say. Well, I was actually 365 pounds back in 2019.
What?
Yeah. Yep.
You was up over 300?
Yes. Yeah.
Closing in on 400?
Yeah, my knees were hurting, body was back.
Well, how'd you get down? What'd you do?
I was gonna say smoking a little, but I didn't do that.
You can say that? People do that?
What, smoke crack?
Oh.
You ever see a fat crackhead?
Not.
Exactly, so
not because they get into the business.
Yes, they finked out, yo.
They gotta walk to the. I got to get to this crack, man.
And they be walking miles.
Yes.
You also want crackhead?
We didn't work as hard as crackheads work, man. Y'all don't want it bad enough. You gotta want it as bad as a crackhead want crack.
Exactly. There you go. Don't listen to ET. Listen to crackhead.
Crackheads ain't letting no rain stop them,
nope,
baby.
not at all.
We getting to it.
Yep. Sure. They'll wash your car while it's raining.
How long did it take you to get down?
So 2019. So it's been taking me. So I'm 250 now. It's taken over what? 6 years.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I got 6 years left?
No. There's other journeys, but man, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you,
I know you got to go.
Thank
once
you so
again.
Much.
You are listening to and watching my man KevOnStage. This is Off Script with Jamaal Bernard. Thank you for joining us.